think I've come up with something.
That looks good. That looks really good.
I'm talking about taking the entire social experience of college and putting it online.
Wow. I'm Sean Parker.
Sean Parker founded Napster.
Nice to meet you.
You better lawyer up, because I'm coming back for everything.
This movie starts at 100 miles an hour, right in the middle of a conversation. It forces the audience to sit forward. There's no time to relax and find your popcorn.
The first scene does sort of set the tone, really, to make you perk up and pay attention and tell you, for the next 2 hours, this is how it's going to be. So don't blink.
In action!
I need to do something substantial in order to get the attention of the clubs.
Why?
Because they're exclusive and fun, and they lead to a better life.
The structure was dictated by the following. There were 2 separate lawsuits brought against Facebook at roughly the same time. That the defendant, the plaintiffs, the witnesses walked into the deposition rooms. They swore an oath to tell the truth, and we came out with 3 very different versions of the same story, oftentimes conflicting.
I can't wait to stand over your shoulder and watch you write us a check.
If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd have invented Facebook. In these scenes, he is his body language is totally different. He is, above all else, inconvenienced and irritated by having to appear at these deposition rooms. He is running a major organization at this point, Facebook. He is worth over $1 billion and feels so frustrated that he has to come and defend himself against what he feels is a complete irrelevancy.
This must be hard.
Who are you?
I'm Marilyn Dopey. I introduced myself when we first...
what do you do?
I'm a second-year associate at the firm. My boss wanted me to sit in on the deposition phase. What are you doing?
Checking in to see how it's going in Bosnia.
Bosnia. They don't have roads, but they have Facebook.
On the face of it, David Fincher directing this movie intuitively is not a logical marriage of director and material.
Rolling! Rolling!
David is most known for being peerless as a visual director, and I write people talking in rooms.
It's a testament to David and the time that he gave us, that we were given a great many opportunities to make mistakes, which for an actor, and especially a young, insecure actor like myself, was a rare gift. You know, we needed that time to just kind of screw up in order to find what the truth of the scene actually was.
Are you all right? I need you.
I'm here for you.
No, I need the algorithm used to rank chess players.
Are you okay?
We're ranking girls.
You mean other students?
Yeah.
You think this is such a good idea?
I need the algorithm.
All right.
I need the algorithm. The writing perfectly reflects the pace and complexity with which the character's mind works, and throughout the entire script, he is portrayed in many different ways, and you see many different sides of him, but he almost exclusively feels alienated from the rooms that he's in.
As a screenwriter, as a playwright, as a television writer, I don't write things that are meant to be read. I write things that are meant to be performed. So just having written the script doesn't get me across the goal line. Beginning work with David and then having the actors come in is when the whole thing becomes alive.
This is a good guy.
We don't know that he's not a good guy.
We know he stole our idea. We know he lied to our faces for a month and a half.
No, he never lied to our faces.
Okay, he never saw our faces, fine. He lied to our email accounts, and he gave himself a 42-day head start because he knows what apparently you don't, which is that getting there first is everything.
What, do you want to hire an IP lawyer and sue him?
No, I want to hire the Sopranos to beat them with a hammer.
We don't even have to do that. That's right. We can do that ourselves. I'm 6'5", 220, and there's 2 of me.
It seems daunting because it's dazzling. His dialogue is dazzling, and it's witty, and it keeps you intrigued. But it should also be noted that probably the biggest trick that Aaron is able to pull off throughout all this dazzle, what's on the surface, is there's nothing expositional. So you find that each line leads to the next, almost like song lyrics.
So what do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur.
You're unemployed.
I wouldn't say that.
What would you say?
That I'm an entrepreneur.
Well, then what was your latest preneur?
Well, I founded an internet company that let folks download and share music for free.
Kind of like Napster?
Exactly like Napster.
What do you mean?
I founded Napster.
Sean Parker founded Napster.
Nice to meet you.
This movie is not a traditional biography film about somebody like Elvis, where we have a preconception of how he appears and how he talks. And so there was not an emphasis on me to adhere to the real person's mannerisms. Having said that, I watched everything I could and read every interview and learned everything I could about the real Mark so that I can feel as prepared as possible on set to play Aaron Sorkin's creation.
You want to be responsible with this very tender material you have. I don't think anyone would ever want the 19th year of their life to be put on a cinema screen. But luckily, Aaron has a moral integrity, and he researched his subject matter with great detail, and he wouldn't have put anything sensationalist in the script.
Because these are real people, and this is a true story, and I suppose especially because they're young, though I like to think I would have had the same attitude if they were 104, you feel a great responsibility for two reasons. You have your own moral compass, which tells you that you are not going to play it fast and loose with the truth when it comes to other people's lives, knowing that a Hollywood movie is going to make a very loud cannon shot. This is going to be the impression that most people will have of this event and of these people. But aside from the moral responsibility, I had a legal responsibility. This is a script that was vetted by a team of lawyers the size of the London Philharmonic and vetted to within an inch of its life. You are simply not allowed, it's against the law, to say something about a real person that is both untrue and defamatory.
Could I talk to you alone for a second?
I think I'm good right here.
I don't know if you heard about this new website I launched.
No.
The Facebook?
You called me a bitch on the internet, Mark.
That's why I wanted to talk to you. If we could
On the
just...
internet.
That's why I came over.
Comparing women to farm animals.
I didn't end up doing that.
It didn't stop you from writing it. As if every thought that tumbles through your head was so clever it would be a crime for it not to be shared.
I see this film as sort of two parts. The ascension of a brilliant invention and then the descension of a best friendship.
It felt important to me that Andrew sees Jesse as his younger brother, that I'm trying to navigate and guide through the minefield of, college life, and that I care about him deeply. And that was very easy for me to do because I care about Jesse deeply, and I cared about him as soon as I met him, because he just looks so fragile and vulnerable, and as soon as you get to know him a little bit, you admire him greatly in his brilliance.
He's very intense and infrequently relaxed because he's in this stage of his life where he is the most creative and the most ambitious, because when the movie opens he has nothing, and this is somebody who wants so much. You're going to get left behind. It's moving faster than any of us ever imagined it would move.
Within this relationship there are clearly two perspectives. I see him as my brother. He sees me as less than that, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to behave the way he behaved. And I find that absolutely fascinating, that during all of those first scenes I was investing all of this energy and time into trying to educate him and help him and support him, and in not only time but money. I gave him my money and my trust and my love and my loyalty, and I was there for him. I'm speaking like I'm Eduardo. And then because of all that investment, that betrayal means so much more.
Is there anything that you need to tell me?
Your actions could have permanently destroyed everything I've been working on.
We have been working on.
Did you like being a joke? Do you want to go back to that?
Mark!
This is about young people at college, coming of age and dealing with the harshness of life.
You're dealing with young, brilliant minds and nobody's backing down.
And it talks about power and greed and
loyalty and jealousy and
betrayal and ambition and
class and power.
And all of these incredibly explosive, powerful things that we go through as human beings on a daily basis. The creation of Facebook is the catalyst for all of those explosions.
You're being accused of intentionally breaching security, violating copyrights, violating individual privacy.
Your best friend is suing you for $600 million.
As for the charges, I believe I deserve some recognition from this board.
I don't understand.
Which part?
I don't